But I don't. There's been a few times where I've had the bell rung, been a little bit confused, but I don't remember ever having a vomiting spell or sensitivity to light that much.
Mm-hmm.
But I would wake up with screaming headaches
Oh, no.
almost daily during season or during practice because we're banging every day, man.
Yeah.
Unless Fridays were walkthroughs. So Monday was film and lift. Tuesday was full pads. Tuesday was a lift in the morning, then full padded practice in the afternoon. And that was, we called it our lunch pail practice. Bring your lunch pail because we're banging. So we would do team, inside run, blitz pickup, all that jazz. And then Wednesdays we do shells, which means helmet and shoulder pads. Still banging. Thursday would be a little bit less, a little bit lighter, technique work, and scheme. Friday was a dinner and a walkthrough, and Saturday's a game day.
So potentially thousands and thousands of hits.
Repeated
Trauma.
Now, I think that the receivers and the cornerbacks and all these guys who get just smashed, the highlight reels when they get smashed, I think that is a big contribution, but I also believe the repetitive.
I've heard it's more the guys that are getting it on the grind constantly. It's the small hits, not even the big one.
Yeah. And I mean, my memory is a little bit spotty. I contribute it to either marijuana or football. I mean, what could it, or just have a shitty memory? Whatever. I mean,
I'm with you, brother. I don't know what to tell you. I've only had my bell rung really once, so I was concussed once.
I'm just looking up. I remember seeing this book by Merrill Hodge. Used to work at ESPN, and he wrote this book basically as a counterpoint to that one book, League of Denial, and the PBS documentary.
The PBS documentary is fantastic.
And I'm
what is this?
I'm trying to see what the title of it was.
You see, Bob Costas got in a little trouble.
What do you do?
Came out and said something about CTE during a broadcast, and they pulled him off of, I guess, future work.
Oh yeah, I saw that. This book, Merrill Hodge, he wrote it with a co-author. It's called Brainwash: The Bad Science Behind CTE and the Plot to Destroy Football.
Tell me more.
To be honest,
that sounds like some propaganda.
I read just like a little bit of like Yahoo Sports had an interview with him. I read a little bit of it, and he just kind of says that, and it is controversial, like, you know, because there are all these studies, but he basically says in a nutshell that, yes, we have these studies, but just because like we can't have, like, I think Merrill Hodge probably thinks that football isn't great for you, but he doesn't like it when bad science is used to prove that point. Like, for example, and I don't know all about it, but he was saying the studies, the Boston College or Boston University study with that African doctor, they had like 150 pictures of brains, and it showed CT in all of them. I don't know the specifics, but he was saying that, they messed up in certain areas. They didn't have a control group comparing the experimental, variable to the control variable.
Sure.
So he's like, well, how do you, like, anybody could have CT. You could get CT from striking somebody or car crash.
They say people who ride jet skis get it.
Yeah.
People who had soccer balls, gymnastics.
Yeah. You can get
any physical activity.
Like,
I'll probably
kind of almost. You can get concussions just from like trauma to your body.
Sure.
It doesn't even have to be to your
get kicked in the chest and your head neck snaps.
Well, isn't your brain essentially floating in jelly?
It is. It's like in a fluid.
Mm-hmm.
Or your brain is jelly and it's floating in fluid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we
sound like neurologists. This is amazing.
Yeah,
right.
I want to read it.
Neurology. If anybody wants to listen.
I don't know shit about that.
I know nothing.
I want to read it.
It sounds interesting.
Just to hear what he has to say about it.
So you're saying it's a little bit biased, and you're talking about that movie that they
Concussion.
Yeah, Will Smith. Yeah, that's the same.
Tell the
doctor.
truth.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Okay, guy.
Tell you, I saw something where it was kids that were like Pop Warner age or even high school, and they did an autopsy and they were finding CTE.
Okay, so CTE is it's tau proteins, I believe, that
you're right.
are building up in your brain because of repetitive impacts.
Correct.
It's chronic traumatic encephalopathy.
Yeah. Wow, you've done your homework. Well,
I have.
I can tell.
Concerned about it. But
so what do they say? Just if you have it, you have it?
I don't know. I mean, what are the ways to mitigate?
Now?
Is that smoke some dough, Sean?
I don't know.
I'd say
Don't do Muay Thai.